Alright, everybody, welcome to another daily vlog on the life of an artist. Again, that's the chairs, not me, I swear. So, interesting things happening. Today it's Sunday, it's Sunday morning, 9 a.m. At night, at 9 p.m., I'm gonna be doing the first episode of the Art of Thomas podcast. I'm gonna be interviewing a haiku writer from Singapore. So very interesting, very interesting. I first got to know him through Instagram because I saw he was posting stuff. He was a busker like me, but instead of playing music, he would go to the streets with a typewriter and he would write haikus for people. And I thought that was awesome. And I sent him a message, like it was either a year ago or 2 years ago. I sent him a message and I told him I want to collaborate with you, do a haiku, and I will illustrate it. And he did, and he sent me straight up, and he wrote a haiku about me, and it was great. I thought it was a perfect representation of myself. It was, haiku is only three lines, and it said, "Wandering bard," bard like the people that play music, and wondering like, I wonder, and I thought that was great because I do play music, and I used to study philosophy, and I like to ponder things and stuff like that. So I thought that line alone was perfect. In 2 words, described me really well. And then he said, "Wandering from frame to frame," which was perfect because at that moment I was doing in my Instagram, I was doing little comic strips of my life as a busker, and so that was perfect. Like wandering, going around from frame to frame like a comic strip. And the last line, he wrote, "Wide-eyed symphony." And again, I thought in 2 words, he described it so well because both my drawing and my music, they come from a very, I think I'm very connected to myself, to my younger self. So, like, if you look at my drawings, they look like the drawings that a kid would make, and I'm drawing the same style I used to draw when I was a kid. And I think a lot of the power of my art comes from that. So the wide-eyed, like kids are wide-eyed, and well, symphony because of all the music that I create, and everything. So I thought that little haiku with only 3 lines was perfect, describing to me better than if you would write a whole novel. So I think this guy is awesome, and I'm really happy and looking forward to speaking with him. And hopefully I'll get to show him Torum, and we get to collaborate more. I would love to do like an ongoing, maybe once a week, do a illustrated haiku from him. That would be awesome if I can do that. Which brings me to another one of my schemes that I'm hatching, is that I wanna, through the podcast, get to know different artists and start collaborating with them as much as possible. And I wanna make like illustrated haikus with him, and I wanna grab someone else's music and add my illustrations to it. And I wanna, maybe if someone's writing articles, do an illustration for the article. And then, because I do drawings every day for my daily NFTs giveaway on torum.com. So if you're not following me there, you should, because I'm giving away an NFT every single day to everyone. But if I can at the same time that as I'm doing the NFT giveaways, I can also be like, by the way, this NFT is based on this article written by this guy. It's a way of also propping other people up, using what I'm doing to also help others and create a better, connection, like a web of artists connecting each other. That's my idea. And I would love to make like a weekly newsletter with all the different things that I've done during the week, all the different collaborations with all these different artists. So if you're following me on Taurum, you might not catch all the updates and all the things. So maybe once a week, if you sign up, you can get everything in one place, which could be interesting. And I'm thinking of doing like a cover for each newsletter, and that cover I'm gonna give it also away as an NFT, but I want to do it for the people who follow me on Patreon, because I told you yesterday I was gonna start a Patreon account, and I did. I sat down yesterday, it was raining, I didn't go basking, so I sat down, I opened my Patreon account. It is live now. If you search for Art of Thomas on Patreon, it's not the Art of Thomas, it's just Art of Thomas. Turns out I actually had a Patreon account open in 2015, but I've never did anything with it. I just opened it and it was just sitting there. So yes, my idea is to start doing some stuff also for Patreon supporters. I put different kinds of levels that you can join in. The first one is with $5, you get an NFT. With $10, you get an NFT with a gold frame. With 15, the NFT will have the frame, but also a signature. And if you get with $20, I'm gonna do the NFT with the frame plus a signature, and I'm gonna trying some apps to add some little animations, like like sparkle or a little movement or something to make it even a little bit more special, and it's gonna be more rare. So that's gonna be the best. At first, I want to do weekly NFTs for all my Patreon supporters. If it gets to be too much work, I'm gonna have to switch it to either fortnightly or monthly, but I still want to make sure that if you support me through Patreon, you're gonna get something back, and I want to give as much back as possible, because I want to make it good for the people that support me. I don't want to be just like giving money and you get nothing. I want to be able to give more than what I receive all the time. That's why with the podcast and with my NFT giveaways on Taurum, I want to make it so that I'm propping other people up, so that I'm constantly giving more than what I'm receiving. That's my goal, and I think that if I continue to do that, then I'm gonna be okay. If everybody that interacts with me goes away from that interaction better than they were before, then it's something I can continue to replicate, and something that's gonna help everyone. So I made I was thinking I need a very cool first NFT to get people interested in the Patreon account. And so I made this little drawing. I don't know, maybe it's a bit, I don't know, I made it trying to be funny. I hope it comes out that way and it doesn't come out as me bragging about myself. I'm still gonna do this on Taurum. I'm gonna give it away for everyone, but I'm gonna add a little extra saying that if you join my Patreon, you will get the same NFT, but with the effects that I'm telling you about, the little animations. And I made this drawing. Before showing to you, I need to explain so that you don't think I'm some sort of ego driven guy. is that a couple of people on Torrent have left comments saying something like, "Oh, once you're famous, I'm gonna tell everyone that I knew you before you were famous," or something like that. Honestly, I think that's a little bit crazy. Some people have told me that before joining Torrent. I honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't even want to think about it. I don't. It's my first reaction to that is like, man, come on, never gonna be famous. That's ridiculous. But at the same time, I am working as hard as I can in all of this stuff. So it would be nice to be a bit bigger in the platforms. But you know, I always respond. I'm just gonna do what I'm doing as hard as I can. I'm gonna try to do them as best as I can. I'm gonna just try my hardest. And whatever happens, happens. I don't care. I don't think about it. I don't mind. I'm just gonna work really hard in the stuff that I love. That's it. Anyway, I made this little drawing. Now remember, it's supposed to be funny, so you should take it as a bit of a joke. And the drawing is. Oh, you can't see it. Let me turn the light off. So it says, "I knew Thomas before it was cool." Boy. I don't know if you could see it, but on the top it had like a little sun, a moon, and a guitar. Anyway, I'm gonna turn that into cool looking NFT, and that's when I'm gonna make my official announcement to join my Patreon. Now, you can still join it now. I'm gonna add a link in the description, and once the NFT is done, which I'm gonna work on it tonight after the podcast, then I will just get in touch with you, get your wax address, and I'll send it to you. I'll make sure everybody gets it. So there's no risk there. So, and yeah, starting tomorrow, which is Monday, I'm gonna start doing the weekly NFTs, which will probably be given at the end of the week, so that'll give me enough time to actually work on it. And I need to find a way to make it so that the people that join me on Patreon actually have a way of like a chat group or something where they can suggest and vote on what they want their specific NFT for Patreon be. And the reason I really like doing the Patreon thing is that now I'm making all my money by playing music on the streets, and I love it, and I always want to keep on doing that. But the problem is, it takes a lot of time to get very little money, and I want to continue to do that. But if I get a little bit of money through Patreon or some artwork sales or something like that, then that pretty much makes it so that I can spend more time in the studio creating things instead of being in the streets just where I'm just repeating the same songs over and over. And there's a lot of things I want to do. There's a lot of projects I want to move forward with, and I will. But if you join my Patreon and you decide to support me, what you're doing basically is allowing me to spend more time in the studio, creating things and making stuff happen. I will try this year to busk, as little as possible while still making enough money to survive and continue. But I want to start putting as much energy as I can in this stuff, the NFTs, the vlogs, the podcast, creating connections with the different artists. I need to go out and start meeting new people. Anyway, so yeah, I want to start slowly shifting my energy and my efforts from the busking to all this new exciting era. But at the same time, the tricky thing is that I can't completely switch, because the basking is what keeps everything, it keeps the lights on, and also it's a great way to it's a great advertisement tool, I guess. Especially once I make my little cards that I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna make them really colorful, really beautiful, so I can give them away to people when I'm basking, and that's gonna help grow my social media stuff. So yes, so it will all work with each other. I'm just right now I need to find the right balance, and I feel like right now there's too much busking is taking a lot of the time, a lot of the energy, and I want to slowly start doing this, but always with the problem of making enough money to survive and keep going. So that's the tricky thing, like a tightrope walker, just walking around, moving from side to side to keep being able to keep moving forward. So that's the exciting part of my life right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yesterday I just stayed home. I worked on the drawing. I did the Patreon account, got all the tiers in order and all that stuff. Today I'm gonna do the podcast. I'm gonna do basking because it's not raining. Hopefully it stays like that. It's looking really cloudy, but I'm hoping it doesn't rain. I can go basking a little bit. That'd be good. And yes, it's very exciting times. Very things are about to happen. I'm gonna start launching all these different things. The newsletter. I want to get it done. The Patreon is now live just now. So yeah, lots of things, lots of energy. I feel so energized, and I want to do so many things, and I want to do everything. Anyway, see you in the next one, because this one is already, again, have gone for way too long. Have fun, enjoy, smile, and I'll see you in the next one.